What's up, my dude? So the new gun in PUBG. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it shitty? Is it in between? Let's see. Well, I've played with it once. Okay, I did get like 5 or 6 kills with it. This is the only time I've really picked it up. I don't play PUBG just all the time like some people do, so I couldn't really just sit there and just test the gun. There's no way to just go in there and test one gun in the game. You can't really do that in PUBG, so I still feel like I got a pretty good idea what's going on with it just with the time that I played with it. Having my hands on it for pretty much almost a full game here was, I feel like enough time to at least get somewhat of an understanding of it. So it is called the SLR, and it is a DMR, so it's in your class with all of your, MK14, Mini 14, SKS, those weapons in the game, and she kicks like a mule, okay? Let's just get that across right now. There is no joke to the amount of kick that this gun has. I don't know if I know with this new update, they changed a lot of the vertical sensitivity, and it reset all of my sensitivities that I had set in there, so, yeah, I mean, it just feels like it's got a lot of kick. I mean, that really, really does. Like, it feels like it's like they bridged the gap between a DMR and a sniper. That's kind of what this gun feels like. Very, very similar. And I haven't played a lot with the actual MK14. I have played a lot with the Mini 14, obviously. But the MK14, you can only really get that in boxes. I don't even know if I've ever actually used them. I think I've used it once or twice. So I can't really even compare it all that much to that. But this gun is definitely, more kick than the SKS. Like, it's up there on the kick, the kick ratio, man. Like, it is no joke. I actually ended up getting the silencer on it here because I killed a dude that had the gun and had a silencer on it. So I don't know if it's box only. I mean, technically, I guess he could have got it out of a box. I don't know. I don't know if you can just find this gun on the ground. I'm not really sure. That would seem kind of crazy because it basically is a MK14 damage-wise. So I'm sitting here looking at the actual damage on the update website with this new update, and basically the SKS is 53 damage, so they nerfed that down a little bit. The VSS is 41 damage. And that's one up. It used to be 40, so they buffed that slightly. The MK14 is the exact same as it was before, 61 damage. The SLR is 58 damage. So, and then the Mini 14 is 46, barely got, just one number buff right there. So, the SKS, 53, VSS, 41, MK14, 61, SLR, 58, and Mini 14, 46. So, it is one number more powerful than what the SKS used to be, right? And it is obviously more powerful than the VSS, more powerful than the Mini 14, and really more powerful than the current SKS. They definitely put the nerf hammer on the SKS here. So, yeah, it's not quite as powerful as the MK14, but it's more than what the SKS is. So they basically just kind of They made kind of a bridge weapon here, and that's always kind of the question that runs in your mind is, well, is this weapon going to feel like this other weapon, or is this going to be like that, or whatever? And I think the numbers always kind of, they don't always accurately portray what the gun really feels like in a combat scenario and situation. I mean, you can have all the numbers in the world, but the gun can feel totally different as far as an actual gameplay sense. Now, and excuse me for my weird aiming here. I think I actually have my vertical sensitivity like way higher than it was supposed to be. I think like technically having that on 0.70 is how it used to be. Whereas you would think it would be like on, in the test server, they had it on like 1 default, but it's supposed to be on like 0.70 to be like how it was before. I don't know. It's confusing, but either way, sorry about my aim being a little bit off here. I'm trying to get used to this new update. And also the recoil of all the weapons have updated animations. Everything's a little bit different in the game. So, but yeah, I mean, as far as how much it kicks, it definitely, you can feel the kick feeling like it's more than an SKS, personally. Also, I'm rocking the 6x scope here. That was pretty fun to use. it actually seemed to fit this gun really well. These 6x seem to be like that perfect, not too far. You know, you could like scroll in the zoom if they're a little bit closer and scroll it out if they're a little bit farther away. And it felt like the bullet was matching up with the scope. If you understand what I'm saying, you know, sometimes if you put, let's just say you put like a 4x on an ump, like your bullets don't even match up with what your scope's looking at. And let's just say you put a red dot on a sniper, like it, you know, it doesn't really match up. But the 6x is kind of, it's kind of explaining the range of the weapon. It's more of like a 6x range weapon, I feel like. It'd be okay with a 4x scope, might be weird with a 2x scope, or a 8x might be kind of bizarre on this gun, but yeah, you don't, even those dudes way out there, they're pretty far. I mean, I still felt like I could accurately get shots on them. I think your biggest difference between your like this gun and your like SKS stuff like that is this gun seems to really reach out there. The bullet, I don't necessarily, I mean, obviously with the numbers, the damage is going to be a little bit more than the SKS now. It's hard to compare because the SKS has been nerfed, so it's like you say it's comparing it to the SKS, but it's not, because the SKS has changed now. So it's kind of bizarre saying that, but if you compare it to the old SKS, I still feel like this gun has a little bit more FPS. You know, the bullet moves quicker. It doesn't have as much drop to it. Feels like you can really hit people from a far distance. Not necessarily, doesn't really feel like it's doing a whole lot more damage than the old SKS did, which it theoretically doesn't. It's only like 1 up from what that was. But it does feel like the bullet moves a lot quicker, a lot straighter than the SKS did back in the day. But she's got some kick. There's no doubt about it. And also, obviously, I've only really played with it with the silencer in this gameplay here. So, yeah, that's one aspect to it. I ended up getting a really lucky kill over here. Sorry, the gameplay is a little bit stale right here for a second, but just wanted to make sure that I had enough gameplay. I was just kind of scoping out some dudes here. Here, I can go ahead and let me see if I can fast forward this just a little bit. And I think I started shooting at that guy. Way out there. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Sorry. All right. So I aimed over here at these two little houses. Now, this is a range right here that would be very, very difficult to be touching people with a M4, AK. Doesn't matter what kind of sight you have on it. The bullet just doesn't move fast enough to really get on target at that range, in my opinion. It just doesn't seem to even be all that viable. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, you got to have a certain level of bullet speed and movement to even kill people at a range, regardless of what kind of scope you have. But this gun seems to be pretty good at this range right here. I mean, even more than the Mini 14. You know, it'd be kind of hard to kill somebody at that range with a Mini 14. Or, I mean, in the SKS, I mean, you might be able to get some of these kills with an SKS. What this gun is, just like you bridged an SKS to a sniper. That's pretty much what it is. Very close to your, you know, your MK14 in the game. And yeah, not quite as much. The MK14 may be like a 2-shot kill in most occasions if you're hitting somewhere in the pectoral region. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're hitting somewhere in the chest, probably gonna be like a 2-shot kill, that MK14. And this gun, I know some of these shots took me like 2 to 3 shots to kill. I think the main difference, if you don't know, the SKS and the Mini 14, especially the SKS, a lot of times it's kind of like a 3-shot kill. The Mini 14 sometimes might be a 4-shot kill, but even though this gun seems to be a 3-shot kill quite a bit, it's a longer ranged weapon. Like I'm saying, the bullet moves a lot quicker. I might have totally missed that kill, that little lucky kill I got on this one dude over here. I don't know exactly when I did that. Let me fast forward this just a little bit, kind of see what I'm doing. The gameplay picks up here in a second. I was just chilling up on this hill, kind of trying to get used to the gun. Oh, yeah, I kind of totally missed that one kill that I got over there, but that's okay. Let's see. I'll back this up. Start shooting at this one dude over here on this hillside. So, as you can see, at a range like that, it's pretty much perfect. I mean, you know, I hit him right in the head, or right in the neck twice. Kind of body shots right there, but you can see it's not an always 2-shot kill for sure. Even at that range, I mean, the bullet really wasn't dropping at all. Like, I could put, if they were running from side to side, you might have to put it a little bit ahead of them, but as far as the actual drop of the bullet, you didn't really have to aim over the head at all at that distance. It was pretty much straight shot, direct, hitting the target there. So you got to be patient with shooting this weapon for sure. If you get to just, you know, kind of doing that pow, 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 the recoil makes it to where it's just gnarly. Gets it really hard to stay on target there. Hit him again right there. Still a little bit trouble, but yeah, basically it's just it's an SKS with more range. That's about all there is to it. I mean, really, that's more range and more kick. Definitely important to add that in there. More kick as well. Yeah, it's definitely kind of weird getting used to a gun that kicks this much here. It'd be a little bit more bizarre using this weapon at a closer, like a mid-range. I think it's more of your between mid and long-range weapon more than it is like a mid-range weapon. You understand what I'm saying? It's more of a mid to long-range than it is a mid-range. You could probably use it really close up just because of the sheer damage of it, just like how you can use a SKS really close up just because it has so much damage. You don't really have to shoot them that much. You know, that kind of thing going on there. But as far as just sheer, like, putting them down potential at a long range, I mean, you know, I would say your SKS is basically the way it is now. Is it like with your DMRs, you have your Mini 14, which is your closer medium range. Then you have your SKS, which is your mid range. Then you have your SLR, which is your mid to long, and then your MK14 is really your like mid and more towards the longer range. You know, the MK14 is pretty much like just a semi-automatic sniper in the game, right? Basically what that is there, DMR, right? But with all your different weapon classes, you're going to have a little bit of variation within that. I definitely started getting some more kills up here with it. Let me see if I can fast forward to that. Sorry, the gameplay's kind of got a little bit on the soft side here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, got right up here to this one little section. Show you guys some more kills with it. Let's see. Okay, yeah, there were some dudes coming down from up top over here. I killed like 4 or 5 different dudes. If this is a really good gun, if you've got guys that are already damaged a little bit, you can just one-shot people fairly easily. You know what I'm saying? If they're not at full health, you can put them down pretty quick with it. And it's one of those guns that's good for that, because as long as you get that first shot on them, it's going to be really good for you, because you know, even though it does kick a lot, it does output quite a bit of damage here. So that's about the best scenario to use it. Got this one guy coming down. Missed a couple shots. Started shooting maybe a little too fast. Hit him once, hit him twice. He laid down and then finally put him in the dirt right there. So, I mean, you can see pretty much all of these guys that I've killed have been kind of three-shot kills here, even at this range. I know they've added a lot of different body multiplier type of stuff in there, where hitting them in the chest does a lot more damage than hitting the arms now. That was a 2-shot kill. So, I mean, you know, if you're hitting chest shots and they don't have a level 3 vest on, could be more of a 2-shot style kill. There's so many different variables with that in this game, so you can't just say a gun is like a 2-shot kill, or, I mean, every gun's a 1-shot kill if they don't have a helmet on, right? So you see what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of hard to say, is it a 1-shot kill or a 2-shot kill or a 3-shot kill? Basically, it's just the damage of it is, it's going to be one of those guns. It's a lot, as if I'm kind of adding this up properly in my head, I would think that your health is like at 100, like at a base health with no vest, no nothing. That's kind of like how your health is. And if you get hit in the arm, it's not like, kind of like maybe it lowers the damage. I don't know how that works, but if you think of that in your head, like if they don't have a vest on or anything, and you're shooting them at a fairly close range with a SLR in the chest, both shots hit in the chest, no vest, it should kill them with that. You see what I'm saying? Because 58 plus 58 is what, 116? So that's more than technically the health. You know, I'm totally speaking out of my asshole right now, but just looking at these numbers, that's kind of what it seems like. you know, all your ARs are in the 40s, right? Like your AK is 49, all the other ones are 43, except the Groza is 49 too. Then your DMRs, even though the VSS is at 40, the Mini 14's at 46, but those, the Mini 14 obviously shoots farther and faster FPS than like the M4, right? So that's what makes them a little bit different there, a little bit more range on the Mini 14, but no full auto. Whereas the SLR, it's like it's really a DMR. You understand what I'm saying? Like SKS, SLR, MK14, those are really, really DMR, longer range type of weapons. So, yeah, man, really just a bridge-style weapon here between your SKS and MK14. You know, almost like a semi-automatic sniper. That's almost what this is. Not quite, but right there at that point, you could just almost consider this weapon that. So either way, yeah, that's... I mean, it's pretty fun gun to use. Crazy ass kick to it. We'll just kind of see how it develops. They may be, you know, putting some patches in, buffing, nerfing after they put a new gun in like that. So we'll just have to wait and see. But either way, pretty good gun. Just as it is, pretty fun, different style filling weapon now that they've nerfed the SKS. So either way, appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Later, dudes.